Kia ora team, and welcome back to Big Boys Boxing. So I have two articles here that aren't to do with each other, but I think they actually are. But I'll get to that further through the video. But either way, you read them, come to your own conclusions as usual. So the number 1 and number 2 New Zealand heavyweights have started negotiations for a fight. This is Joseph Parker and Junior Fa. This is a fight that probably should have happened a while back, but they were at different stages in their career and it just never happened. Joseph Parker wanted to fight Junior Fa after his couple of losses prior to signing a fight with Alexander Flores, but apparently Junior Fa's team wanted $1 million for the fight, and Parker's team was saying, well, you've got nobody on your record, you haven't got a profile, and you want $1 million, you're just pricing yourself out. So they went ahead and fought Alexander Flores instead. However, Junior Fa was put on that card as the co-main event to create a little bit of hype about a potential fight down the road in New Zealand. Now, it looks like it could possibly happen sometime around mid-year. And what I think actually started this was Eddie Hearn, after Joseph Parker had beaten Shondell Winters, mentioned that maybe we'll put a show on for Joe in New Zealand. And then this article came out that the negotiations have begun. But to add to that, the other article that I've got in the description is talking about DAZN is coming to New Zealand. Now I've heard at the same time it's also going to go into the UK and Ireland as well. Currently the DAZN app is available in Europe and in America and a few other countries, but not New Zealand, Australia, not UK and Ireland. So apparently it's going to be here prior to Canelo's fight Cinco de Mayo in May. Now, having Junior Fa and Joseph Parker fight down here in New Zealand not long after the DAZN app is launched here is a subscription grab, and I think DAZN would be willing to pay the fighters a bit more money to get the attention on DAZN in New Zealand. Makes perfect sense to me. So both teams talking about if the money's right they will take the fight is pretty much pushing DAZN. You put up a good purse for both guys, we'll fight down here and you'll get subscriptions out of it. And I think DAZN would actually do pretty well out of Fa and Parker fighting in Auckland. There's quite a high population of Polynesian people here in South Auckland, and for those of you who don't know, when Samoa and Tonga play each other in a sport in New Zealand, Auckland goes crazy. There's thousands of people driving around with all their flags on their cars, their Polynesian music blaring out the cars, Samoans yelling at Tongans. I mean, it's a sight to see. They really do get them behind their own, so I think DAZN would do well out of it for subscriptions, and it'd be cheaper than buying the pay-per-views from Sky that are usually between $39 and $59 for any Parker fight down here. So they could do well. So I think it's actually pretty probable this is going to happen. And it's a bit of a surprise to me. I thought Joseph fighting Flores in Christchurch was going to be his last fight in New Zealand. But you know, shit happens. When you take a couple of losses in boxing, things change. They flip on their head. So if Joe comes down here to fight again, I'll definitely be getting to it. And it'd be good to see the score settled between the two. 2 for 2 leaves a lot open for interpretation, or who they think is the best. So I'm all for it. Even if it isn't on DAZN and it's on Sky down here, I won't be paying for it either way because I'll be going to the fight. And it'd be good to get some other exposure for other New Zealand boxers down here. We've got a couple of other boxers. I'd really hope that Hemia Hio and Patrick Mailata would be on the card as well. Hopefully David Light would be on the card. So if it happens down here, I'm okay with it. I'd prefer to see Joe in a higher level fight than Junior Fa. I believe Joe would beat him. I think he's a couple of levels above Junior at present, and he's got high level experience, but you never know. Junior's beaten him before by sticking and moving, so it could be an interesting fight. Let us know your opinion of what you think may happen in the fight. Do you think it's actually likely it's going to happen down here? But I tell you what, I'm looking forward to the DAZN coming down here. And down the track, we might not have to pay pay-per-views for boxing anymore. The coverage of boxing down here by Sky New Zealand isn't that great, so it's good, and I'm not complaining. Let us know your thoughts. We get some conversation going. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Big Boys Boxing, and I'm out. See you!